Hello, you beautiful legends, and welcome to another episode of Ben and Joel Reviews. I'm Ben.
And I'm Joel.
And this is the podcast where we discuss movies, TV shows, and theatre.
And whatever else we want.
So please, sit back, relax, and let's dive in.
I'm quite well, my friend. I'm quite well.
Good.
How are you?
I'm alright. Not too bad.
Good.
It's another episode.
It is. It feels nice to be doing this again.
It does.
It's been a bit of time between recordings.
It has. Obviously, we're maintaining the consistency of posting an episode a week, but obviously we record these episodes at different times, but we're always making sure that we're ahead of schedule, making sure that we get an episode out every Sunday.
Yeah, life just gets in the way sometimes, but we deal with it and we move on.
We do. We do.
What are we talking about today, Ben?
Well, oh, what are we talking about today?
The steaming pile of that is...
The Cutter.
Yes.
Which is a short film that I made when Joel and I were in school. And seeing as this is a podcast where we review movies and we're going to be reviewing TV shows and theatre at a later point, it just made sense to review something that we've done.
Yeah, it's all well and good us sitting here with a microphone, saying things about other people's work without, it means a lot to us to actually be self-critical as well.
Yes.
To show, we do have some humility.
Yes. Indeed we do. And yeah, we're both very well aware that this film is, as you said, a steaming pile of shit.
It's really bad.
Terrible.
This is really our origins, isn't it? Because as we've established in previous episodes, we met doing Hairspray. We went on to do Beauty and the Beast, and the production of this. I'm reluctant to call it a film, but I will. The production of this film kind of took place during Beauty and the Beast.
Just after.
Or just after, okay. So, by listening to all the episodes, you do have a full origin story of how we met and how the podcast came to be, I suppose.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Once we had got the podcast set up and ready to go, we had already agreed that the first 2 episodes were going to be about how we met on the school, doing the school shows. And then we looked at The Cutter and we were like... We've kind of got a lot of material that we can already work with.
Yeah,
here.
It's bordering on material.
Yeah. Just saying the word film, I feel like I have to hold up my fingers and just use quotation marks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you convince people to join and sort of take part in it?
Didn't take a lot of convincing.
No, you had pre-established relationships, obviously with me, but also with the protagonist, who is played by a very, very good friend of ours, Liam, who you will know as Gaston from the Beauty and the Beast episode.
Yes.
Who has very kindly given us permission to use his name. So hi, Liam.
Hi, Liam. Well, I hope you're doing all right, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think... I can't remember if you were the first person I approached about it or if Liam was the first person.
I'm not sure. I'd have thought, in all likelihood, I probably would have been the first because you'd have probably just known it was a guaranteed yes.
Probably.
You just say things and I go, yeah, all right. I'm such a sheeple. Just following the herd.
I think, is it? Because I first met Liam when we did a production of Aladdin at school. And Liam was cast as, I think he played a number of different small characters in it. Mm-hmm. And it was him and his drama class who were all put in it.
Okay.
He was the only one out of all of them who came off as the most enthusiastic.
Yeah.
So that immediately caught my eye.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember saying to him, I stopped everything and I said to the rest of his class, I said, you guys need to be doing exactly what... Oh, sorry, what's your name, mate? And he said, Liam. I was like, you guys need to be doing exactly what Liam's doing. Have that very exaggerated facial expressions, gestures, and then we cracked on. And so when I came up with the idea for this and I had written the script, quotation marks, script. I then went to his class and I said, can I just borrow Liam for just 2 minutes? And the teacher was like, yeah, no worries. And then he came out and I approached him about being in the film. And it was just an instant yes from him. Obviously, he later found out that would be one of the biggest mistakes he ever made.
Yeah, definitely.
And then I did approach the guy who would go on to play Mr. Peterson. I will put a link to the film in the description of this episode. So if anyone listening to this literally knows nothing about it, you can click on the link and watch it to get more context.
Yeah, Ben's just fishing for views on this awful project he made.
I'm secretly still in love. No, I'm well aware that it's Yeah, I approached the guy who played Mr. Peterson. It was pretty much an instant yes from him as well. And then I do remember approaching the girls who were in my performing arts class. And I think they said yes. And then for a while, whenever I was trying to arrange a day to film, they were always doing other things. Because I had written a draft that had the girls in it.
Yes.
And because for a while they just kept saying, oh no, we can't because we're doing this, we're doing that, we're busy. Eventually I thought, you know what? It. I just want to get this shot.
Yeah.
And so I rewrote another draft, but I just cut the girls out.
Yeah, that's very you.
Yeah.
Ben is a master of just do it and just wanting to crack on with things. Yeah. And when you get focused on something, it kind of becomes all-consuming. So that whole, that little setback, I can imagine would have infuriated you.
Yeah. Call it OCD or ADHD or whatever.
Yeah.
But...
So a script rewrite was called for to cut out the problem people.
Yeah. That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah. But I think that is very reflective of the industry because, you know, those kind of scheduling conflicts can cause that kind of thing in a professional production. Yeah, so I think it does actually speak to your professionalism.
Yeah, because if it was a professional setting and you had actors going, oh no, I can't do that day because I'm busy, the producers will be like, okay, so we're just going to give the job to somebody else.
Yeah, props to you for that. I do kind of admire you for doing that.
But then I rewrote the draft, cutting all the girls out and literally just having you, Liam and Mr. Peterson, thinking, okay, it's just going to be them three and me. This could be pretty easy and straightforward. And then literally, when we were about to start filming, all the girls were like, oh no, we want to be in it, we want to be in it, we want to be... And I'm thinking, for sake. And so I was like, right, okay, I'll just put you in it. And so their moments in it make absolutely no sense. I mean, the whole film doesn't make any sense, but those bits in particular, for me anyway, because I made the thing, they really stand out to me.
Yeah, I can imagine they irk you because when we were filming, obviously, did they not approach on the day of filming? Was that not what happened? That was my recollection of it.
I believe it was on the day.
So you kind of had to retroactively fit them back in.
Yeah.
And just kind of come up with some dialogue and just kind of make them work within the scene. And again, I suppose that's a testament to you having to problem solve on the fly. Which is a common theme in this shoot,
yeah,
I think. But yeah, I can imagine that was very frustrating on the day, and then watching it reback.
Yeah,
watching it reback.
Watching
it reback. Watching it back again now. I was rewatching it again now.
Yeah,
I muddled my words there, Ben. Oh no.
Oh god, yeah. I mean, I remember the shoot itself. It took about a month.
It did take a long time.
It took about a month to shoot, which was ridiculous because like a piece of crap like this would take 2 days?
Yeah.
Maybe not even that.
If you had time to dedicate to it, you could probably get the whole thing done in a day.
Yeah.
I would imagine. You did record some bits separately. There was bits recorded over 2 different times, and I believe the opening credits you did because it was just you and Liam.
Yeah.
So obviously only you two were required, so I think you guys recorded that separately.
Yeah.
As well. But those time jumps are very noticeable because when it came round to recording the second set of scenes, those girls who had previously wanted to be in the film were then unavailable, and so it was kind of business as usual, get back to just how things were.
Yep.
And so they are noticeably absent from the back end of the film.
There's a lot of noticeable continuity issues in it. So I think if we go sort of up down,
from top to bottom,
just about
work through.
Yeah. because I've made a list
Yeah.
of everything that's wrong in this film, besides everything.
The fact that it exists in the first place. Okay, well, if we're starting from the top then, the credits. The opening credits. Right. These go on for so long.
To say that so long.
Like, there's barely anyone in it, and the crew consists of you.
Yep.
End of list. The post arrived, everybody.
Just to give a bit more context, we're recording in a slightly different location. We're recording in Joel's living room today.
Yes. It's a bit more comfortable.
Yes, it is.
Yes, very nice.
Yes, quite relaxing.
But yes, the credits, they go on for quite a long time to say that there was very few people actually involved in the film. You can tell that they're made on Windows Movie Maker.
Yep.
In Arial font. And sort of watching it and obviously jibbing at you, being like, oh, this goes on for so long. Why does it go on for so long? It did actually make me think of something from sort of the industry as a whole, about how having credits at the start of a film doesn't seem to happen anymore.
Well, they had opening credits in Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah, but it's because that served something to do with the plot, or it was like a gimmicky thing that they could market the film with.
Yeah.
But if you look at other Marvel movies, let's say, if we're staying in that vein, they don't have opening credits. They just into the plot. The most you'll get is the Marvel logo, and then they're just in. And they might have some animated credits at the end before the main credits roll. But credits at the beginning of a film is being seen less and less and less. And I wonder why that is.
I mean, this is just a wild guess, but I don't know. Maybe it's because they want to get the story of whatever film that they've made like conveyed as quick as possible, and then they can just have all the credits just at the end.
Yeah, I think the same. Weirdly sticking with the theme of Marvel, I recall an interview with Anthony Mackie who's saying like the age of the movie star is dead. Where, you know, you'd go see a film because it was the new Sylvester Stallone film or, you know, whatever. But now we're in the era of intellectual property, IPs.
Yep.
So you're going to see the IP, not the actor, you know? So maybe that's why, because you see the credits, you see the names, you see who's in it, and you go, oh, this is going to be good. That doesn't happen anymore, and you just kind of want to see the main character that you're there to see as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a bit of a tangent, but it was just a weird thing that I just realised watching The Cutter.
I just love how The Cutter has led us to have a slight discussion about the Marvel Universe.
Yeah, an actual legitimate discussion of some art of credibility.
Yeah, that whole opening sequence does go on way too long. Way too long.
There's a lot of walking shots in this, isn't there? And you could really hear the to say we didn't have a mic on set.
No,
it was just in your camera.
Yep.
You can really hear all the footsteps.
Yeah.
That's actually a point. What equipment did you have to hand to make this with?
It was literally just a camera and a tripod. I can't remember the make of the camera. It was a very small camera.
Yeah, I don't even think it was designed for filmmaking. I think it was a photo camera that had a video function.
Yeah.
And the film that got made on this equipment isn't good.
No.
Right? It's not good. But it's not the worst thing to exist.
No, I mean, as I've said, we're both very well aware that this is not a good short film. It's very, very bad. But the reason why I'm not one of those filmmakers or creatives or whatever you want to call it who just wants to get rid of this thing that maybe at the time they thought was going to be good, but then it turned out to be complete shit and they just want to get rid of it. Mm-hmm. The reason I will never get rid of it is because we all have to start somewhere.
Yes.
And of course, when you're making something for the first time, if that was to turn out to be an amazing piece of work, that would have to be like a lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
For the most part, when someone is making something for the first time, it's normally going to be bad.
Yeah, it's the first draft of everything is crap.
Yeah.
Mentality.
Yeah.
It's the first film you made.
We have more post.
More post has arrived.
But yeah, so the way I approach things now, in terms of whether I'm acting or if I'm writing or at some point directing, because I definitely want to go down that avenue again. Of course, it's going to be a lot different now, and I'll be a lot more professional and definitely better in terms of writing a good script.
Yeah.
But I always do like to look back at this
Yeah.
and see where I started.
Yeah, and I can attest to that growth because we've been friends for a very, very long time.
Yep.
And I've seen you improve, and I've seen your journey through all these creative endeavours. And I can comfortably say you are a drastically different and better artist now compared to what you were.
Yeah.
You could probably say the same of anyone. The key to it is being persistent and not letting something bad keep you from continuing.
Yeah.
If you give up at these hurdles, then you're not going to progress.
No.
And I very much subscribe to the philosophy that you learn through failure.
Oh, 100%.
And you improve by doing things wrong.
Yeah.
So, although we look at this and objectively go, this is bad and we're going to sit here and take the mick out of it for an extended period of time.
Yeah.
And I do hate watching it.
I know you do. I know.
You are way more sentimental than me. I detest watching it. But it does give me that little bit of, I'm a better creative now than I was when I made this. And it gives me, I don't know, some sense of fulfillment or progression or some kind of satisfaction.
Yeah.
So I guess the message there is just to, if you are in the industry, just to keep going, keep trying. It doesn't matter what equipment you have.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you want to do. Be persistent. Use the tools in your arsenal. Make whatever you want.
Yep.
And you will improve.
Yeah. And if you've already made something that you've looked back on and you think this is utter crap, I need to get rid of it, don't get rid of it.
No.
Keep it, because years down the line, when you are a better artist and who knows, maybe you've somehow broken into the industry, you can look back at this time capsule, if you want to call it that, and think, oh my God, look how far I've come.
Yeah.
From doing that to what I'm doing now.
Yeah. And if you decide not to keep it, hopefully your best mate will keep it for you, force you to watch it on repeat, and then review it on a podcast.
Who'd have thought?
You are my own personal data bank for those things. I do not keep hard copies. I just text you and go, Can you send me this recording?
It's 10 years. It's been 10 years this year since we made it.
Is it 10 years?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Because it was back in 2014. So who'd have thought back when we were making it that in 10 years' time...
Yeah, we'd be sat here now.
We'd be sat here on a podcast.
Yeah.
Reviewing it.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, my God. The use of copyrighted music.
Ah, yeah. Where did you get it all from?
I just downloaded it from YouTube.
Naughty boy.
I is naughty.
You are a pirate.
There she blows.
Oh dear. And it's still up.
It is, yeah.
How?
I've earned nothing from it.
No, I suppose you're not monetizing it.
No.
But
And
you couldn't make any money from it.
No, exactly. But it does say in the description that there is a piece in it that is copyrighted. So, yeah.
Is that the same for the sound effects and things as well? Did you get those from anywhere in particular?
It was all from YouTube. All of it.
Okay. Interesting. How was the editing process on it? Because I wasn't there for that, actually.
It was all right.
Did you use Windows Movie Maker?
I did use Windows Movie Maker, yeah. It was literally it was the only thing that I had access to at that time. Yeah, it was okay. I think it took me about a week.
A week?
To edit.
I suppose you were busy as well. You were like in between things at the time.
Oh no, I was editing every day. In that week.
Oh right. I see. Mind you, saying that, we did collect a lot of footage.
Yeah, we did. There was a lot of footage to get through.
Yeah, I can imagine that being a pain.
A little bit, because I did edit. It's never seen the light of day, but I did edit a blooper video, if you can remember.
Oh yes.
And that was quite fun, because it was nice to look through the footage where everyone is like fluffing up and having a laugh.
Yeah.
Some of us were having a laugh anyway.
Okay, yeah.
Because after that whole opening sequence of Liam walking from the pub to the school,
yes,
it then comes up saying, written and directed by Ben Irwin.
Should say thrown together by.
He's not wrong. It then cuts to the school bell. I just put in a school bell sound effect to go off.
And a legally downloaded school bell sound effect.
Well, And he's walking through the school, and two girls come out and approach him. And these were two girls from my performing arts class. And for absolutely no reason at all, they just start shoving him.
Yeah.
So I said to them, because at the time, I believe they had beef with Liam.
I think if I remember rightly, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't remember fully what it was about. I think it was something along the lines of Liam had a crush on somebody, but this person, I don't know, wasn't interested, and I think this person was already in a relationship, and because this person was friends with the girls, I think it caused a bit of tension or something along those lines. I could be talking complete
You often do.
I often do. So Liam, let us know if I'm talking complete
Just whether he's right or wrong, just say it anyway.
Yeah. Just leave a comment on our channel. And I think at the time, because I knew that they were having beef with him, even though I didn't agree with it, I just said, because this was the only bit they were going to be in, because I immediately thought to myself, I'm not giving them lines. So I said, just walk by him and just push him.
Yeah.
And they were like, okay. And then we did a take, and this was like, I believe this was like the first blooper. They pushed him, and Liam just burst out laughing.
Yeah.
I found it funny. I was laughing. For some reason, the two girls got really annoyed with him.
Why?
Like, they were like, oh, why are you laughing? Why are you laughing? And Liam was like, oh, sorry, I just thought it was... And I'm literally there going, guys, it's fine. Like, it's funny. Like, let's just do it again. And I think Liam was like... oh, it's funny. I think Ben said he's going to he's going to make a video where he's going to put all the bloopers together. And one of the girls in particular, I've never forgotten this. One of the girls in particular was like, oh, look at Liam. He's making his first blooper. Ooh. I sound like a South Park character then.
You did. My new co-host is Eric Cartman, everybody.
Derp, derp.
Bob Schneider, from the creators of Dur and Dumpity-Dumpity-Dumpity.
So we did that, and I thought, okay, thank God, we've got the take. I don't need these two anymore. They can off. But then there were another two girls who were in the classroom that was meant to be the detention room, along with you and Mr. Peterson. And so Liam comes through. The character who Liam plays in it is called Marcus. And he is the protagonist of this, quotation marks, film. And so he's walking through. And obviously because all of the girls were like a pretty close, tight-knit group, the two girls who were already done for their bit decided to sort of obviously stay and hang around. And I was like, okay, that's fine. Just make sure you're not making a noise while we're filming. Yeah. Which they did, which was...
We had to do a lot of retakes because of that.
Oh, yeah.
I think at least the first 3 takes of that sort of wide shot of the full room had to be done again. The first 3 were like lost because there was like talking over it and stuff. Yeah.
It was very frustrating. And then Mr. Peterson approaches Liam wearing a pair of 3D glasses.
That was... would you call it a trend? I don't know, but there was a thing... when kids first go to secondary school and can start going out on their own a bit, and the parents, give them a bit more independence. Yeah. A lot of kids will go to the cinema and go and see things in 3D, and to kind of show off, like, oh, I've gone and seen the latest film, whatever. They would come into school wearing the 3D glasses with the lenses popped out.
Really?
Yeah, and it was like sort of like a mark of distinction. So when people were talking about, I don't know, like when like Avatar came out or something, like you'd know who'd seen it by who was wearing the glasses. I don't know. It was just something that I remember stuck out to me in school.
I don't remember anybody coming in with 3D glasses with the lenses pushed out.
I saw that stuff all the time.
What?
All the time, genuinely, yeah.
That's a bit weird.
Yeah.
I mean, I just did it because I wanted the guy playing Mr. Peterson to kind of look like he was kind of looked like a teacher.
Could you not have bought some glasses from like a charity shop or something, or just asked if anyone had any glasses?
You're asking questions to somebody who didn't know what he was doing back then.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, there was that, and then what is it? So like Liam sits down, he's like in detention, and there's a pointless shot of the outside of the school, and the words "half an hour later" appear on screen.
You should put like some like Seinfeld like music. You know when they go to the ads, like do 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 do, like some smooth jazz over it.
The cutter was filmed in front of a live audience.
Well, given how many times we had to redo that scene, it was. Please re-edit it like a comedy. That'd be great.
And then Mr. Peterson, he's writing paperwork. He wasn't. He was pretending to write on a copy of the script. And then he gets up and he's like grilling Marcus. He's like, "So, how's detention for you so far, Marcus?"
The dialogue here is so bad.
It's so terrible. It's such a painfully written script.
Liam's response is what gets me. "You know what, sir? It's not that bad." Having a lovely time.
Quite fancy a brew, to be honest. But then he says to him, "You do understand why you're here, don't you?"
Yeah.
And then Liam goes, "Pretty much."
Yeah. There's no context.
There's none.
No elaboration. We don't know why he's in detention.
There's no backstory.
No.
It's just a mystery.
Yeah.
Why is Marcus in detention? I like to think he shat in a classroom.
Really? Is that your artistic take on it?
Yeah. And I'm the writer as well, so I can make that canon.
Yeah. In his Camden clap.
Yeah.
I love that phrase. I'd rather in my hand than clap.
I'm going to make it official that is what Marcus did.
Oh my god, we've heard it from the creator himself.
Yes.
It's canon, guys.
It's official.
I also highlighted in this scene. Now, I love Liam.
Oh, I love him.
He's a really good lad and a very talented actor.
Yeah, he's brilliant.
I do think I think you could probably say the same for everyone, but obviously because Liam has the most dialogue, it's the most notable with him. That the way the dialogue is delivered seems like it's very much suited for stage work, not film work.
Okay, that's a good point to make, but my rebuttal to that would be to say, that's not his fault.
No.
That's my fault.
It's all your fault, Ben.
It's my fault for A, not writing a good script, so he's not delivering good dialogue that's interesting to listen to.
Yeah.
But also, that's how I directed him.
Okay, yeah. Was that an actual...
Yeah. I was telling him to deliver it like that.
Right. Do you not think that might have been influenced by the school shows we were doing around the same time?
Possibly. Because for some reason at the time, I really enjoyed watching, not just Liam, like anybody, I really enjoyed watching actors be very over the top.
Yeah.
So in this, you can say, oh, Liam's very over the top in his performance.
Yeah.
That's all down to me.
Yeah, that's a directing choice then,
yeah.
Oh, God. Because a lot is translated from that kind of era where we were doing a lot of stage shows.
Yeah.
Because the American accents flood in from like Hairspray and Beauty and the Beast and loads of other things like that. Oh God! Oh, I resent this film so much. You know what's coming to my brain when I say that.
Yeah.
We'll get to it. Oh, it makes me uncomfortable to think about.
So, honestly, Liam's... Because obviously someone who doesn't know us, doesn't know anything about the film, they could potentially come across it and they could think that they would very rightly think to themselves, this is shit.
Yeah.
And then they could think, oh, the main actor wasn't great. Not his fault. Yeah. Not his fault. That's entirely my fault. Liam is a brilliant actor.
Yeah, you could watch him in anything else and you'd be like, yeah, this guy rocks it. I mean, like as Gaston, he was...
Oh my God, he was fantastic.
Was amazing. He's
got an amazing singing voice.
Yeah.
Great actor. He gives it so much energy.
Yeah, and his passion shines through on everything.
Oh, absolutely.
He, like you say, when you first met him, he has such an enthusiasm for the arts, and it's really noticeable.
It's contagious.
Yeah, it is. I think that's kind of like, because how everyone who was like the core people who were involved in this, we all kind of gravitated towards each other because we were of a similar enthusiasm for performing and creative things.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of what put us together in the first place.
Yeah.
Because I think we all could match each other's energy of like how much we wanted to do these things. And that's probably why people said yes to it.
Yeah, because it was another creative thing that we could all come together and do.
Yeah. And now we regret it.
Yeah. I mean, despite how god-awful it is, and also despite the slightly stressful times, I do remember having a fun time making it.
Oh, yeah. Same here. I had an absolute blast.
Yeah.
You know, there wasn't a minute we weren't laughing and joking and you know, having a good time.
Well, that's staying in.
No, don't do that to me. Sorry, listeners. First you make me take part in the cutter, and now this.
What next?
Yeah.
So Mr. Peterson is grilled him. Oh, it is grilling him for how's attention for you so far? Oh, let's tell that you've learned your lesson. And then he goes to leave, and he says, "Right, I'll be gone 5 minutes. Everyone, be on your best behaviour." And then leaves. Now, that wasn't the original line in the script.
Oh, yeah.
The original line was, and I was rightly called out for this, the original line was, "Right, I'm going to the toilet. Everyone, be on your best behaviour." And the guy playing Mr. Peterson turned around and said, "Wouldn't it be a bit weird if a teacher said that to his students, that he was going to the toilet?"
Yeah, it would be.
And I was yeah, okay, yeah, you make a good point there. So just change it to
why would you announce it? Students, I'm going for a colossal
I may come back a little stinky. But make sure you get on with your work while I'm away emptying my bowels. All the students just sat there looking at him like, okay, sir. I'm not sure why you're saying this to us. It's kind of weird.
Oh, God. Yeah. So good thing that line got changed.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the good thing would be if the film just wasn't made.
Well, yeah. Yeah. There's a moment just after this as well that I wanted to highlight. So Mr. Peterson leaves.
Yep.
And Liam stands up and he starts walking around the room.
So, God, this bit is so pointless.
Look at the state of his shoes, man. And like the sort of awkward, like, like laughing.
Oh, no.
Right. Was that because I cannot remember for the life of me? Was it improvised? Did you?
It was completely improvised. So like all of the girls' moments in it were not in the script.
Okay.
So I said to this girl to look at him and just be taking the piss. Like, oh, look at the state of his shoes. I think she came up with that line.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the state of his shoes, man.
The thing is, right, we both had an experience of what school life is like.
Yeah.
And school life in the UK.
Yeah.
Never once did I hear anyone get the piss taken out of them because of their shoes. Was that a thing that ever happened?
I think some people did, but it wasn't like a big thing.
Oh, I don't know. Just that sounds abnormal to me. Like if you were playing a bully character and then you were going to single out some kind of physical attribute, I wouldn't think of their shoes.
No,
I don't know. I don't know. His nose is massive, or like, you know, like hair. Someone's hairstyle would be more of an obvious choice than someone's shoes. I don't know. It just always felt like an odd line for.
Look at his shoes. He got them from Netto. My God, do you remember Netto?
Netto.
Oh, that's a blast from the past.
Yeah. Do you know what? If Netto was still about, we wouldn't be in Cosy Libs.
No.
Yeah.
No. We'd all be shopping there now.
Oh, absolutely. They'd be making a killing.
Yeah.
Miss Netto. I suppose Lidl was the sort of next in line.
I think we're going off topic here, darling.
Yeah. Just a bit. Sponsored by Lidl. We're not sponsored by Lidl.
No, we're not.
We're not.
Asda. That's more like it.
Oh,
I did some voice recording in London recently.
yeah. And it's brilliant. One of the example ones is for like an Asda ad, and it does sound really good. Like I could imagine that on like radio and TV.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, very fun.
But anyway, back on topic. So yeah, she says that line to him, and then I was doing a wide shot of him walking around this hall, and the girl just completely broke character, and she's laughing, and I'm thinking, F*** off. But then she starts getting back into character while she's laughing, going, "Oh, look at the state of him! What a nerd!" And I was like, "Okay, I'm just going to use this take. I cannot be doing this again because these girls are really pissing me off." And then Liam comes out with some banger dialogue. God, this class really is shit.
Well, but by design, it's detention, you div. I think we shot in like space that was available to us, and obviously being performing arts students, we used the performing arts spaces to record. But it would have made more sense if it was in a classroom. Do you not think?
Yeah.
I mean, it's all well and good saying all this in hindsight, I suppose. But I don't know. We filmed where we were comfortable filming, I suppose.
Yeah.
But not strictly for all of it, but it did make sense, I suppose.
Yeah. It was in areas that, you know, as you said, that we were familiar with, areas where we knew we could feel comfortable in, and obviously trying not to disturb other classes, although that did happen, but we'll get to that in a bit.
Yes.
The hall that we filmed in, I don't know, because at the time that was being used for performing arts and drama and that. I don't know, that was the one where I felt the most comfortable.
Yeah, I'd say the same, because I took the bulk of my classes in there.
Yeah, it just made sense. And then Liam, he's looking at Mr. Peterson's paperwork and he's like, what kind of shit is this? And then
it's a supernatural fanfic. Make it canon, Ben.
He's just reading it. He's just like, a ghost came in and started undoing my trousers. Wait, what? Mr. Peterson, what the fuck is this? The Cutter 2. Mr. Peterson's sexual fantasy. I don't know. Something along those lines, I guess. It's got nothing to do with the demon.
Oh, God. Oh.
Marcus has to come back in detention, but now as a fully grown man. It's Mr. Peterson. All right, Marcus. Ready for detention?
How are you liking detention so far, Marcus?
Mr. Peterson, stop!
Oh, God. Ooh. I don't want that in my brain anymore. That image is no.
And then, as he's looking at this paperwork, lightning goes off.
Yes, a very lovely pirated lightning sound effect.
Yes. And he's standing in front of a window. There's not a cloud in sight or a raindrop.
Yeah, because didn't we record it in summer?
Yeah. So the lightning goes off, but you don't see any lightning. And then he turns around and like all the students have just vanished.
Yeah. It's quite a dramatic turn.
Yes.
It's like the big hair flip.
Yeah. It's because he's worth it.
He is. He really is.
I mean, yeah, he is. And he's like, guys, where the hell did they go? And then it just cuts to a completely different location and he's just wandering around. And he's like, Mr. Peterson? Hello? This is beyond creepy.
This is beyond creepy. What a line. Imagine if that was in like an actual horror. This is beyond creepy.
There has been some painful dialogue in movies before. What was it now? Did you ever see Night Swim?
Don't think so, no.
Night Swim is literally a horror movie about a haunted swimming pool.
Oh, God, no.
The concept alone is terrible.
Yeah.
And there is some awful dialogue in it.
Do you think it's better than The Cutter?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Ooh, okay.
But yeah. And then as he's wandering around trying to find everybody, he hears a scream. Again, a very painfully obvious pirated scream sound effect.
Yeah, and another dramatic turn, but this time accompanied with an even better hair flip.
Yeah. he's very good at the hair flips.
Yeah.
And then he's walking towards the corridor where the scream came from, which was the science corridor. And in the background, you can hear voices. And it's these two members of staff. I politely asked them to essentially shut up. And they completely ignored me and carried on anyway. So when you watch it back, you can just hear in the background, "What started?
Stallone?
Wow, I didn't know Rocky was in this.
You didn't even credit him, you bastard.
He's not even on screen. What's wrong with you?"
The voice of Sylvester Stallone as that teacher.
Sir, how's attention for you so far, Marcus?
I did think they were incredibly rude because they were just having a general chit chat. It wasn't anything to do with like school or work or anything. It was just them having a conversation, and we'd been in the corridor filming for a bit already.
Yeah.
And you were very polite and said, like, you know, can you move on? We're trying to record something.
Yeah.
What a
Yeah, the guy in particular was just, he was always a bit of a knob.
Yeah.
So I don't...
What did he teach? I can't remember.
Nothing. I can't remember what his specific job role was.
He was that bad.
He was that
taught nothing.
Yeah. And then Liam's sort of walking towards the corridor. And then there's more pirated music from the movie Insidious.
From Insidious?
Yeah. The thing is, at the time, so obviously you got to remember, I was a school student. I didn't even know anything about copyright back then. But but I just thought, oh, I can just get it all off of YouTube and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not. But at the time, I didn't know any better, really.
Yeah.
So
I think a lot of people our age would say the same, though. Because it was in the age of, like, where YouTube was kind of only just cementing itself as a mainstream entertainment thing.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people had the same kind of idea that, oh, if it's on YouTube, it's therefore free to use. I don't know. But obviously, like, the laws and everything behind it have changed a lot since then. They're a lot more nuanced now.
Yeah.
Interesting how things change.
So he... Again, that's staying in. So he goes to the science corridor, and as he's looking down, the lights go out.
Yeah. Which was masterfully done by Ben flicking the switch.
You even hear it.
Yeah, you can.
Because I remember asking one of the cleaners, "Oh, can we turn these? Like, we're making a film, so can we? We just need to get a shot of the lights being turned off and on again." And so the cleaner had to go and find this special key that does that. And so I used it. It really wasn't worth it in the end. And then we get the introduction of the antagonist of the film, which I like to refer to as Demon Joel.
Yes, me.
Demon Joel. Even though Joel plays one of the students in the film who was in detention, Joel also plays a demon who is, for some reason, trying to kill Marcus.
Yeah. So I'm just wearing this mask. Where did you get it from? The mask.
The mask was in a Halloween box in our attic.
So we just found it and was like, ooh.
We'd had it for years. My dad used to wear it at Halloween, and so yeah, I suppose in preparation for this film, even though there wasn't much, I remember going through the Halloween box. And I found that mask. It was like a full head latex mask of like some horned demon. And I just thought, oh, this is perfect. I can just have Joel wear that.
Yeah.
With a suit.
Yeah, a suit. And then a plastic knife where the blade pushes into the handle.
Or a plastic retractable knife, that I got from Amazon.
Yeah. My intro shot. I am such a long way off in the long shot
Yeah.
You can't see me properly. It's just like an outline, which is kind of what you were going for.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, looking back, it's a little effective.
Yeah,
because you're like, oh, who is that? Like, I can't make out who this person is.
Yeah.
And then
it cuts to a shot of like my hand, and you see the hand come down with the knife in it. And for some reason, I chose to sort of spin the knife as like, I suppose, like a bar of soap or something in my hand.
Again, that's not your fault. That's because of the way I'm pretty sure I told you to do that. Like turn the knife around.
Yeah, but I don't think you could be able to. You wouldn't be able to do that with a physical knife because it would be too weighty, I think. But it was possible with that because it was flimsy, cheap, light plastic. Which that always sticks out to me. When that shot's on, I'm like, oh, there's the knife spin. There it is.
Yeah.
And then I proceed to run down the corridor.
Oh, the infamous Joel run.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I have cerebral palsy.
Yeah.
Right? And I can't run very well. It is objectively funny. I say it's okay. I take the mick out of my own disability all the time.
The reason I was chuckling just then is because, knowing full well that Joel has cerebral palsy, I still made him run full pelt down that science corridor.
This is what my friend did to me. Make the disabled boy run. Full speed, Joel, full speed.
I remember, what was it? I remember when we did a take, and I'd go, "Okay, we're gonna do it again. Could you go a bit faster?"
Yeah. And the thing is, right? If like it never happened, but if you were to put me and Liam in a race, Liam would outpace me by a country mile, and yet I'm the one chasing him. And I do kind of have a bit of a limp, and it's noticeable, in the film. Now, I'd like to think, it adds to the creepy nature of the creature. It doesn't. It just looks like a man just kind of hobbling down a corridor. And I was really going for it. I was really trying to go full speed. Like,
you proper went for it.
I did. Oh, God. So, that's why it might look a little janky. I mean, besides the rest of it.
Do you remember the cleaner?
The cleaner. So, the corridor we filmed on, a bit further down, adjoined onto a secondary corridor, which I think led to, like all the sort of...
the woodwork.
Yeah, woodwork rooms, things like that. And so there was a cleaner in that corridor who was not aware of what we were doing.
No.
Right? So she rounded this corner...
While you were running.
Just to see me running full pelt in a suit and a mask with what looks like a knife in hand. And this poor woman just f***ing jumped. Like,
she looked so confused.
Yeah. Well, yeah, she was probably more perplexed than scared. Who the f***'s this weirdo? I don't even think I apologised.
I don't think any of us did. I think we just carried on.
Yeah. I just kind of think I went, it's a film.
Mid-run. She's standing there just looking at you. You just look at, you don't even take the mask off. You're like, it's a film. Oh my God.
Yeah, so that poor lady.
And then Liam screamed, or Marcus screams, "Oh, shit." And then he runs into the main hall. He opens the hall entrance door, runs in, and before it even fully closes, it just cuts straight to him inside the assembly hall, and the door's already closed.
Yeah.
So the editing is extremely shoddy.
Yeah.
Continuity is...
There's various points throughout. You know how I cracked the joke before? You could put the Seinfeld music on and it'd be like, like time has passed.
Yeah.
There's numerous instances where you don't want the implication that time has passed, where you could put that in and it would imply that time has passed. And I think that's one of them, because he could have been hiding out in that hole for for ages. You don't know.
He's running, he opens the entrance door, he runs in, just goes to close, and then just cuts to the hall like...
Been in here for a day.
And he's crawling to... because the door is opened slightly ajar, and there's like a slight crack in the door.
Yes.
You can just see outside, and it's very obvious that 2 students walk by the crack of the door.
Yes.
And I just didn't bother to reshoot it. I thought, do you know what? I just want to get this finished.
Yeah.
And then Liam or Marcus pushes the door slightly more open, and he's looking out. And this is the only shot in the film that I'm actually still quite proud of.
Yeah, we've watched this together multiple times, and every time he'll like tap me on the knee and be like, "This is the one I'm proud of.
Yeah.
This is the shot I'm proud of."
It's the only one in the film that I'm quite proud of, and it's a POV shot looking through the crack of the door, and Joel walks into view of the camera. He's outside and he stops. And then it cuts back to Liam looking out, and then cuts back to the POV, and the music's getting quite intense. And then Joel just carries on walking, and then the music sort of stops. So it was supposed to be an intense moment in a film that is just so bad.
Mm-hmm.
And then cuts to Liam sort of slowly making his way out of the hall, and then it cuts to a close-up of his nostrils. Sorry. And he's sort of flaring them, and he's like,
Oh, yeah.
okay, you can do this. Again, entirely my fault, because every single thing that you see in this film is exactly how I directed it. Mm-hmm. So it's all entirely my fault. And then Liam goes to run, and he stops because he sees Demon Joel standing in the entrance of the school, caressing the door?
Yeah. Just like pressed up against the glass. It's like some like frosted glass with like some design pattern on it, and my face is just smushed against it, palms out. It looks so bizarre. Like, why would anybody do that?
So I do remember filming it. So you're standing there. Obviously, the sun is pointing in. So again, it's just kind of like a black outline of you.
Yeah.
And your hands are just on the door. And I remember, because I didn't actually say anything to you, I just had the camera on. And I remember being stood behind the camera, and I'm telling you to do this.
Oh, so
for context, sorry, I've just realised.
This is an audio medium, Ben. We're doing a podcast.
Sorry, my apologies. So I told Joel, who already had his hands on the door, to start like moving his hands up and down the door, and sort of like move his fingers around as if he's caressing it, which is what it looks like he's doing in the film. But I didn't actually say it to him. I said, action, I'm filming him. We're both on different sides of the door.
Yeah.
So Joel can't even hear me.
Yeah, and I can't see properly because of the mask either.
Yeah.
Like the view was through like pinholes.
Yeah.
It was really hard to see in that mask.
So I'm just moving my hands up and down. I'm mimicking what Joel does in the film, but basically saying, do this. And Joel gradually and kind of catches on what I'm trying to do.
I was under that mask and like, what was he trying to say? what? I don't understand. I don't understand.
And then he sort of slowly starts doing it. Yeah, that was interesting. And then Liam's like, this is sick.
It really was like, you know, watching a man in a mask rub a glass pane. It's sick, Ben. It's sick.
It's disgusting. And then he proceeds to run down the English corridor, to which I always shout, William Shakespeare! Because there is a shot that, for some reason, I really wanted to get it. In the English corridor, there's like this big... What was it? Was it a poster or...
Portrait thing?
Portrait of William Shakespeare.
Yes. Obviously on the English corridor.
Obviously.
Why is it, right, that this is totally off topic, right? That in schools, you know, like there's like places where you can decorate the corridors and stuff. Why are the most elaborate ones always on the English corridor?
Well, I think it's because it's English. So, like, you're exploring, you know, stories.
Oh, so it's because of the literature.
Well, yeah, there's a course that's literally called English Literature.
Never mind. I take it all back. I understand why now.
I mean, it'd be a bit weird if you saw a portrait of William Shakespeare down, I don't know, the maths corridor or the science corridor.
Just trying to confuse people. That'd be great.
Shall I compare thee to a summer's day as I light this Bunsen burner?
Oh, God. Yeah.
Is this a Bunsen burner for which I see before me? The flame toward my hand? Come. Let me clutch the...
Macbeth is a lab assistant.
Wearing a lab coat.
Oh, amazing.
He explodes the frog. I have done the deed. So he runs down the English corridor and he runs into the school toilets. Oh, I hate this scene.
Yeah.
I hate it so much.
The logistics of filming in there must have been awful.
Yeah.
Right? Well, they were, because I was in this. I was there. But firstly, it stank.
Because it's a toilet.
Yeah, but the thing is, I think those were like for sixth formers.
Yes.
Because it was directly above the common room, and the other sort of general ones were elsewhere.
Yeah.
And I think they just kind of got a bit neglected by the cleaners, so it was grim.
I mean, there were clumps of dried, rolled up tissue on the mirror.
Yeah, you can see it in the shots, in the scene.
It was gross.
It was vile.
And in the scene, Marcus or Liam he's washing his hands and he's rubbing the water in his face. Sorry, I blocked my face then. He's washing the water in his face and he's like, "Oh, okay, this is just a dream." And then straight away it just cuts to him with his hands already on his head.
Yeah,
again, continuity. And the camera's slowly panning around, and Demon Joel is behind him, and there's more, stolen, insidious music.
Yeah, I stand behind him quite awkwardly for a really long time.
Yeah,
just staring at the back of his head.
I mean, there's another moment where you're standing behind him. I'm going to touch on this more when we actually get to it.
Are you?
Well, we'll have to wait and see.
I know what you're alluding to.
And then Liam's like, no, and he runs out, and then
I lunge forward.
Yeah.
Slowly.
And
with no sense of urgency whatsoever. I've written in my notes, I went for Liam as if I was going to get a cup of tea off the side.
Yeah, because it really is like, as soon as he runs out of frame, literally you just move forward slightly.
Yeah.
And like slightly move your hand as if you're going to just gently grab something.
Yeah.
So it's like, he's like, no, runs off. He's just there like, oh, yeah, I'm just grabbing me coffee, mate. Cheers. Yeah, thanks a lot. Oh, that's nice. Oh, it's been a long day.
In a toilet.
Mr. Peterson's just there. Why are you drinking coffee in the toilet?
He was there all along.
All right, Demon Joel. Ready for the tension?
I just want my tea.
I just want to go back to hell.
Yeah, that was not a nice scene to shoot. The smell was awful.
Yeah.
The attack is just an attack. Again, quotes.
Again, in quotes.
It's just abysmal.
Yeah.
I'm going to blame your lack of direction for that.
Please do, because, there were so many moments in this where I wasn't directing properly when I should have been. Well, I say I should have been. I was just a student at the time.
Yeah.
But no, I completely agree. There was a lot of this film had an extreme lack of direction, and then Liam runs out of the toilets.
Yeah,
and there's a jump scare. It's a pathetic excuse of a jump scare, but nevertheless, and it's Mr. Peterson suddenly appearing behind Marcus with his 3D glasses. And it's very noticeable because you will literally see on the side of the glasses it says 3D.
Does it?
It does, yeah. And like the music's like dun dun.
Yeah.
And like Mr. Peterson grabs his shoulders like, what exactly are you doing? Are you doing? Doing?
Mr. Peterson has a stutter.
What exactly are you doing out of detention, young man? You're coming with me. And then it cuts to them in another room.
Yeah.
As he's leading him to detention. But originally, that was meant to be filmed on the staircase that was right next to the toilets.
Oh, yeah.
And this was one of those moments where we nearly got in trouble.
Yes.
Because I'm telling Liam to shout when Mr. Peterson's trying to pull him, and Liam's going, no! Get off! You don't understand. There's a killer. He's going to kill everyone. You've got to let me go.
Yeah.
And we did a couple of takes where Liam's going, no! Get off! You don't understand.
You don't understand.
We're making Liam sound quite
No,
feminine.
he doesn't sound like that. Liam doesn't sound like that.
Liam's quite he's quite manly.
He's quite gruff. Very masculine.
All right, he's not Danny Dyer.
All right, Cockle, there's a killer. He's going to kill people.
Killer comes in. Get out of my pub. It's not a pub, Liam. But we were completely unaware, because this was in the maths corridor, and we were completely unaware that while Liam was shouting, there was a maths exam going on.
We're terrible people. Someone could have failed because of us.
I don't give a
Fuck maths.
One of the heads of sixth form came to us. She wasn't grilling me or Mr. Peterson, but she was grilling Liam.
Yeah.
And she's like, are you supposed to be in a class right now? And I'm looking at Liam, slowly shaking my head. Like, just say no. And he went, oh, no. And she was like, right, okay. And I said, we'll film somewhere else. Sorry, we didn't know. And then we went to this other room. And Liam was like, I was so scared of what she was going to do. And I'm there thinking, what did you think she was going to do?
Shank him.
You're aware there's a maths exam going on. You know what happens to students who disrupt an exam.
That was the punishment in our school.
And she pulls out a homemade shank made out of a toothbrush. You're in bandit country.
No, it'd be like a compass or a protractor, surely. Maths teacher, maths related weaponry.
So we shot it in this other room.
Yeah. Before we move on, I have some notes.
Okay.
On this particular chunk.
Yeah.
First off, the sound effect when Mr. Peterson appears sounds like a time up sound effect from like The Chase or something. Like contestants run out of time to answer questions. Which always tickles me. But also, because of the change in location, if you track the film geographically, you start in the main hall and walk out and go to the right where the corridor is that I appear in. You then track back and go into another hall and then back out again and then down the English corridor.
Yeah.
So if you were coming... This is being very pedantic and pernickety, I suppose. But then if you were, down the end of this corridor, Liam's been caught by Mr. Peterson and brought back into detention. He'd come in from the other side. But because of the change in location, you actually come back into the room where Liam first entered at the start of the film. So the orientation's all wrong.
It's all wrong. Doesn't make, again, really bad continuity.
Yeah. And there's also, I've already alluded to it, my favourite line, there's a killer who's going to kill everyone. Wow. Really?
I mean, it's award-winning writing there.
There's a killer. They're going to buy everyone flowers.
There's a killer. He's going to kiss everyone.
Oh my God. There's a killer. He won a goldfish on Hook-a-Dog.
Oh God.
There's a plumber who's going to do my taxes.
There's a teacher. He's going to kill everyone.
Mr. Peterson.
Right. If the twist was that the demon was actually Mr. Peterson, that might have made the film slightly decent.
Yeah, although as a twist, it probably would be a little bit on the nose.
Yeah.
Maybe it's one of the girls.
Maybe.
Oh my God.
Would you play a woman?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I did.
I wouldn't have. I can tell you now, I wouldn't have back then. Absolutely hard no. Now, oh yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, yeah. And then once Liam says that line, they're in that room, and then it suddenly cuts to them in a completely different area, and Mr. Peterson's like, "You just earned yourself another half an hour of detention." So again, something else that I might make canon is that Mr. Peterson has the ability to teleport.
Oh my God.
Dun dun dun.
The superpowers in this universe.
The Cutter Part 2, Mr. Peterson's Revenge. This summer, watch Mr. Peterson gain his superpowers by teleporting into different areas of a school. For some reason.
If he can teleport, why didn't he just teleport to the toilet to go for his shit?
Yeah. That is very true. So, again, shit editing, shit continuity. Again, completely my fault. It's all on me. Mr. Peterson sits Liam down after he says, "You've just done yourself another half an hour of detention." And Liam goes, "Wait, where's the other guys?" And Mr. Peterson says,
"What other guys?"
Dun dun dun.
It's because they weren't there for filming.
Yeah, I really couldn't be bothered to bring them back. I was like, once they were done at the beginning, I was like, just f*** off.
And the explanation you get for this is, what other guys?
They were never there. And Liam's like, I can't be here. I want to go home. And in the background, you can just hear... Sorry, I didn't mean to block the mic.
Tap on the mic.
Hang on, I can do it here. You just hear a... And Liam turns. And even though the shot of Joel walking by the crack of the door is a shot that I'm quite proud of, it's not my favourite shot. But the reason this is my favourite shot is because it's so funny. So after you hear the tapping, Liam slowly turns, he looks shocked, and it's just a shot of Demon Joel on the other side of the door, pressed up against it, and the music's like, done! And for some reason, every time I watch it, all I can hear is just Joel going,
hello! It's like Jim from Friday Night Dinner. Like, hello! Hello, Jackie. Something smells nice. Heel Wilson. Remain.
Oh god. And he's like, it's a very good impression.
Thank you.
Liam's like, he's like, is Academy Award-winning acting hit again, followed by my incredible direction. Clearly, Liam's like, no, and like he runs down the room for a little bit, and Demon Joel comes in.
Yeah, I finally get to overcome my nemesis of doors.
Yeah,
it's the only time you actually see me go through a door.
Only for a little bit though.
Oh yeah.
So like he goes through the door, goes to stab Liam. Liam stops him, throws him to the floor. Which, by the way, didn't you hurt yourself when you fell to the floor?
Yes, I hurt my wrist. We'd recorded it a few times before.
I treated you terribly during the making of this.
You did. Just a little disabled boy. Please help me. I'm here against my will. No, so we'd recorded it a number of times to practice, and the idea is that I kind of go for a stab.
Yeah.
Liam catches it, catches me by the wrist, and then pushes me off.
Essentially, he's throwing you to the floor.
Yeah, and then I kind of hit the deck.
Yeah.
And we'd rehearsed it a few times to make sure it was safe. I mean, obviously not by any kind of industry standard, but safe enough. We didn't have a crash mat, any kind of first aid on hand, nothing like that.
No. This film had no budget at all. There was no money that went into this.
No. So we'd rehearsed it a few times, and all went well. And I think we did one take initially that we weren't happy with.
Yeah, the camera wasn't positioned well.
Yeah, and then the second take, I came in, and Liam pushed me off with more force than what we'd rehearsed.
Yeah.
So to compensate, I kind of put my hand out, but didn't quite do it in time. So when I hit the floor, the majority of my weight went on my wrist. Hurt. Like, it wasn't like a major injury. Like after that evening, I was like fine.
Yeah.
But in that moment, did it f***ing hurt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Liam runs out of that room, and then you go to run after him again. But then Liam closes the door, pressing it. And
damn it!
The damn door.
Yeah.
To which Liam shouts,
"Please do it. Go on, blast it out for us."
Take that, buddy!
Great line.
Which was a line that I stole from a movie called The Hitcher.
Really?
Yeah, where the protagonist shouts that to the antagonist.
So it is the same kind of intonation, the same...
Yeah.
So you directed it that way?
Yeah.
Okay. It's probably the most iconic line of the cutter, though. Do you not think?
I mean, yeah.
Whenever we talk about it, I can't not go, "Take that, buddy!"
Yeah.
I don't know, it just really makes me laugh.
It's a funny line. It's funny how Liam delivers it. Again, I told him to deliver it like that. I think I told him to purposely be very over the top with it.
Yeah.
I don't know. For some reason, I really enjoyed over the top acting. I still kind of do.
Yeah. Give me some examples of like performances that kind of fit that.
What, as in what I've done, or
no, like what influenced it? Like what were you watching at the time that made you enjoy that kind of style?
I think that I remember watching The Room at the time, so I think that might have played a part in it. There was Troll 2.
Troll 2. Oh yeah, okay.
They're eating her.
Yeah.
And then they're going to eat me. Oh my god!
Yeah. Okay, cool. Right, okay, I see you. So, because both of those movies, okay, Troll 2 and The Room, are very much end up on lists where it's so bad it's good.
Yeah.
So was that your intention all along?
I don't think it was. At the time, the only thing that was going through my head was like, I just want to have fun.
Yeah.
And just make a film.
Which we did.
Yeah. Looking back, I can now see that like what I ended up making was something that was so bad, it's just funny.
Yeah. It is funny to watch.
Yeah. So while that might not have been my exact intention at the time, that is what I ended up creating.
Yeah. Oh, interesting.
So yeah, and then after he shouts that, it then cuts to Demon Joel suddenly appearing again behind Liam.
Yeah, so I can't walk through doors, but I can teleport around them.
Again, this film has no logic whatsoever.
Yeah, no.
Joel and Liam, again, it's completely my fault. They're in a bit of an odd position when the camera pans round. It looks like...
Somebody play Careless Whisper.
Liam's there going, Moon River. It does look like Joel is taking Liam from behind.
Yeah. My crotch is very much in his...
Joel's dying.
Sorry.
And then Liam turns around. He's like, no, please. And then Demon Joel stabs him.
That dialogue with what we've just described makes it sound even worse.
Just the music's like, no, please. There's a director and a camera. That's it. Take him.
Oh, God. We'd like to reiterate that consent is very an important thing.
Yes.
Very an important thing.
Yes.
It's very an important thing. That's how I'm sticking with that phrasing.
Yep. So Demon Joel stabs Liam or Marcus with the retractable plastic knife.
Yeah, and the best transition in cinema history
but there was no direction. I gave no direction at all.
We did not know what we were doing.
After Joel stabs him, Joel at first just kind of stands there, and I think I tapped you on the back.
Yeah.
And then Joel just kind of slowly moves backwards out of frame.
Just backs out of the frame.
And then Liam's just sliding down. I think it's because I was signaling him to slide down.
Yeah.
And then...
Directing during a take.
Yeah. And then I pan the camera forward and I go into his hair.
Yeah.
So the camera completely blacks out, and then it comes back out, and he's back in the detention classroom. And Joel is next to him as the student and coughs. And Liam wakes up thinking, oh, was it all a dream? Did any of that really happen? And Liam looks at Joel and goes, was I dreaming?
Oh, God.
To which Joel responds with...
No. You were asleep the entire time you were here.
You've got to do it in the accent, darling.
That was a genuine attempt. Okay. You were asleep the entire time you were here. I don't know how close that is. But I think that was very much influenced again by the American accents we did in the school shows. I sound like Wilbur from Hairspray.
Yeah. You were the only one, though, who actually attempted to do... Because I'm pretty sure I told everyone to be American.
Yeah, and I was the only one that did it.
Yeah, Liam just sounded like himself.
Yeah, and it just singles me out as the weird guy who's putting on a really shit American accent in it. But also... For people who have listened to the Hairspray episode, you'll note that in one scene I said that I sound like some kind of pimp or something.
Yeah.
That's the accent that I chose to translate into the cutter, apparently.
So, dude, you were asleep the entire time you were here.
Anyone for chicken and waffles? Just, oh, no, hate it. Like, that's why I can't stand watching it back, because I hate the vocal work, the accent.
But then there's more painful dialogue that serves absolutely nothing.
Oh, God.
And when Liam's like, anyway, why are you here?
Oh, I punched Mr. Peterson in the face.
Oh!
Why did I say it like that?
Right.
In the face. Let's put a smile on that face. Punch Mr. Peterson in the face.
I'm going to punch more people in the face. I'm a man of my word. And then Mr. Peterson comes into the classroom, and I have a 1-second cameo.
You do.
Because when he opens the door, there's a window on the door, and as he opens it, you see my reflection with the camera for a brief second.
Hello, Jackie. Hello.
So sorry I knocked the mic again.
Poor Michael.
I'm so sorry, Michael. That's our name for the mic, by the way.
It's Michael.
And he says to them, all right, boys, detention's over, you can go home. And they're both like, oh, yes, finally. And they're walking out, and it's like, I can't wait to go home. Joel's like, me too. And then...
No, me too. That's how it comes out. Me too.
And then they're like walking out, but for quite a long time.
Yeah, it's just another long walking shot then.
It's just awkward silence.
Yeah.
And then they leave the school, and the entrance is completely different to how it looked at the beginning.
Yeah, because didn't they have like
Construction,
work done? Yeah, so it looks different.
So again, the continuity is just non-existent.
Yeah. And also, I believe you told us, you're walking out and it feels good to be out in the sun and out of that stuffy room. So I want you to kind of react like with relief, or whatever. And me and Liam are just there, like going, oh, oh, oh,
I just want to reiterate that what Joel just did, he was moving around, lifting his head up, closing his eyes, and looked like he was genuinely getting turned on.
I was. This film gets me going.
But he is right that, they both leave the building and they look up and they're outside and they are looking up, closing their eyes, going, oh. To which then Joel taps Liam and he says,
I'm going to shoot.
Liam's like, all right, see you later. And that's the last we see of Joel as the student.
So cool. Finger guns. I'm going to shoot.
I was really wondering what you were going to say then when you said finger.
Well, with these sexual undertones, about anything could happen.
And then Liam proceeds to leave the school. He's walking through the car park towards a bus stop. Again, more awkward, more walking, more awkward silence.
There's probably more walking than dialogue.
I think there is. And he eventually approaches the bus stop and he's waiting. And, oh yeah, I credited 2 cameo appearances in the film.
Yeah.
By these 2 students.
A girl at the start who just kind of happened to walk in frame, and then she was like, oh, I'm so sorry. And you were like, oh, no, it's fine. We can keep you in if you want.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, okay. And so she did another take where she actually walked all the way through the frame.
Yeah. That's the only bit she's in. She has no dialogue.
No.
But for some reason, I credited her as a cameo.
Yeah.
And then there's the other student at the end who sat at the bus stop, who again just happened to be there.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, do you want to be in the film? Like, you can just be in the background. And he was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. LeFou from Beauty and the Beast for context. Yes. Hi, dude. By the way,
hello, mate.
I think he's listening to this at the moment as well, which is cool.
I think he is. I hope you're doing well, mate. And yeah, Liam's standing at the bus stop and he's waiting, and then he looks to the other side of the road.
Oh my God.
And he sees something.
What does he see, Ben?
He says, what? And it cuts to a shot of the other side of this busy road. And it's Demon Joel.
It's me again. In the mask, in the suit, with the knife, in a public place,
where
outside.
Loads of drivers can see.
Yeah, by a busy road. Getting honked at. Like I am some kind of 2-bit hooker. The amount of people who actually like honked or like stuck their heads out of windows and went, "Way!"
I wish you guys could see this right now of Joel just sat here looking so disappointed, just shaking his head.
It's one of the lowest points of my life, okay? It was like, look, it was embarrassing, and I remember I didn't want to do it, but I was like, no, but the script says it's outside and it needs to happen, and so I was kind of psyching myself up, being like, I'll do it for the film. I'll do it for the film.
It was not worth it in the long run.
No.
No.
But it is funny because the shot that ensues is funny.
Yeah, it cuts to a shot of Liam. I don't know why.
Sort of reaching out.
It's like he's reaching out. It's almost like it's very mellow.
Yeah.
Melodramatic.
Yes.
When he's like reaching out. It's almost like Michael, I'm so sorry.
Listen, leave Michael alone.
I do apologise. He's reaching out. It's almost like it's like really bad soap opera acting.
Yeah, or like something from like a Disney animated movie where like a Disney princess is mid song,
or something like from a Charlie Chaplin movie.
Yeah. It's probably more akin to what
and
it's
like he's reaching out, and then it cuts to a bus driving by, and for some reason the bus doesn't stop. For some reason the bus just drives by and honks.
Yeah, at a bus stop.
Which which makes perfect sense, clearly. And when the bus drives by, Marcus looks. He then looks back, and Demon Joel is gone. Where's he gone?
Probably behind him.
He probably grabbed the bus as it was driving by.
Yeah. Stop for me, please.
It's like Peter Parker. Yeah. Stop the bus. Yeah. And then Liam just thinks, okay, I'll just walk home.
I'll just walk.
And he proceeds to just walk down the street
in another long walking shot.
And the bus stop has a poster of Zoopla.
Yeah, sponsored by Zoopla. Today's sponsors, Little and Zoopla. No, we are sponsored by neither.
No, we're not. And then it cuts to the credits, and that's the end of the quotation marks film.
Very movie maker credits.
Yes.
I like the red colour you chose for the text.
Yeah.
That's some praise, I suppose.
And then at the end it says, I would like to thank the cast for being a part of the car.
But you spelt it wrong, so it's a part as in like, oh, I don't want to be a part. I could never be apart from you.
I didn't space the A and the part.
Yeah.
I put it together as one word.
Yeah.
So I suppose it seems slightly fitting.
Yeah, that it ends with a typo. Yeah. Yeah. And that's the film.
Yeah.
That's the film. We had a good time making it.
We did have a good time. The main reason I do look back at it every now and then is because it is a memory that I do cherish, and sometimes I like to relive it.
Yeah. And I think I said when we were talking about Hairspray and Beauty and the Beast in other episodes.
Yeah. Again, that's staying in.
F*** you. But like I have said before, that period of my life was like really joyous and really happy because I was doing lots of creative things with friends, like all the time. And that's one of the things that kind of took place in that little window of time. Mm. So I do look back on it fondly. I don't watch the film back fondly, but the actual memories of making it, they are fond memories.
Yeah.
And we had such a laugh.
Well, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it continues to make us laugh to this day.
It does.
We're sat here laughing our asses off at this dreadful thing we made.
I mean, we have recorded the longest episode in season 1.
Yeah.
Just by talking about this.
Yeah. And yet it's the material that is the shortest of all the things that we've reviewed so far.
Literally.
I think that speaks volumes, doesn't it?
Yeah. I remember the guy who played Mr. Peterson, he said to me, "Oh, you should send this to film festivals."
Could you imagine if you had?
Oh my God, that would not have gone well.
No.
It would not have been picked by a single one.
No. Might have won a Razzie.
I don't think it would have even got that, to be honest.
Oh, God.
Mainly because of the copyrighted music in it.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But as well, it's
Yeah,
it is just But as we said, sometimes it is fun to just watch it back and just laugh.
Yeah, and even though I am someone that doesn't like doing that often, it's always good to do it with you.
Yeah.
It's always good to do it with you. Yeah, it's a good laugh.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
Very good laugh, yeah. As I've said before, that was another thing that I loved working with you on.
Yeah, one of the many.
Yes.
Would you say it's the worst thing that we've done together?
No.
I know what is the worst thing.
Yeah.
Is a play called My Best Friend's a Zombie.
Oh, this is by far the worst.
Yeah.
Michael, that was your fault that time.
Oh, no, sorry, Michael.
I'll just briefly touch on this, but yeah, during our uni days,
Yeah.
I wrote a play, again quotation marks play, called My Best Friend's a Zombie, and it was by far the worst thing I've ever written.
You pitched it as like a stoner comedy, but on stage.
Yeah, about guys who smoke a new brand of weed.
Yeah.
My voice broke then, sorry. Weed. These guys smoke a new brand of weed, and one of them reacts badly to it and turns into a zombie.
Yeah. Sadly, footage of this does not exist anymore.
I'm so glad it doesn't exist.
Oh, because I would actually say this was worse than The Cutter.
Good.
A lot worse.
I think I'd agree.
It was so bad.
And I had a better time making The Cutter, I think.
Yeah, well My Best Friend's a Zombie, there was a lot more stress.
Yeah.
For me, and I can't speak for you, but for me, there was a lot more stress. Not just with the actual production, but with some of the cast members as well.
Yeah.
Who were just
Yeah. In terms of The Cutter, I think it was an all-round good experience, and I think that's why we hold it in such regard, because we do have those comparisons, like My Best Friend's a Zombie, where we know what a bad experience is like, and that was a bad thing we did, which was a bad experience all round.
Well, I wouldn't say it was a bad thing, because my intention behind that was the same intention that I had with The Cutter, was that I just wanted to make something and have a laugh. I wanted to have fun. My Best Friend's a Zombie was never meant to be taken seriously. At the time, I knew it was silly. But like now, I look back and I think, no, that really was a pile of shit. But at the time, I'm there. This isn't meant to be taken seriously. I just want to have fun and have a laugh and just act something on stage. But for some reason, there were certain other people who were involved in it. I won't mention names, but there were certain other people involved in it. For whatever reason, they were taking it seriously. And which did not make any sense to me.
And your work is very distinct, and you can tell when something's designed to be taken seriously and when something isn't. But yeah, that said, was The Cutter intended to be taken seriously from the outset? It was never your intention.
No,
it was just make a thing, have a laugh, gain some experience. And that's what we did. That is what we did. And I'd like to reiterate the point to anybody listening who is in the same position that we were 10 years ago. Can't believe it's been 10 years.
I know.
If you want to make the thing, make the thing.
Honestly, try not to let your self-doubt stop you from making something, and don't let other people try to talk you out of doing it. Because as Joel said, the best way to learn is from failure.
And you'll probably end up with your own version of The Cutter. That in another 10 years, you'll probably be sat reviewing on a podcast.
You never know.
Maybe.
You never know.
But you'll have gained some invaluable experience from doing it.
Yes.
So do it.
Do it. 100%. And along the way, just keep making stuff, and I promise you will get better every time. As long as you're making sure that you are learning from each project that you do, you will continue to improve, and keep them. Don't get rid of them. Keep them. Because when you get maybe 10 years down the line, and let's say you've been consistent in making things, 10 years down the line, you've made something that is actually well regarded, well respected. Let's say it's won an award for something at a film festival, and then you can look back at the first thing you've made, and then you can go through your timeline basically of all the stuff you've done, and you can see the progression. And that's something to be proud of.
Yeah, yeah.
100%.
And at the very worst, it's just a nice little kind of documentation of your life.
Yeah.
And some memories captured, you know? It's no bad thing.
No.
It's no bad thing.
Definitely. And there's nothing better than casting friends in it, especially friends who actually want to be involved.
I would like to say I wasn't cast, I was forced. I'm the disabled boy. Help me.
I held him at gunpoint.
Held me at gunpoint throughout this entire podcast. What do you mean?
I told you not to say anything, Joel.
Ben, no!
Guys, that is the end of Season 1. We thank you so much for tuning in, and Season 2 will be starting in 2 weeks' time. But until then, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel.
You can follow us on Instagram at Ben and Joel Reviews.
You can follow us on Twitter, or X as it's now referred to, at B_J_reviews123. And we will see you in 2 weeks.
Take care.
Take care, my loves.